Hello fellow YouTubers. Yeah, I got the same clothes on from yesterday. I have an update and I've contacted zazzlemediagroup.com and I'm awaiting upon their response. At the forum I have also posted my video showing my support. It's taken me a very long time to get this video out without rushing. I made a few other videos as well, and I felt that my last video was my final touches, that it was presented well enough to get my point across. Having an excellent product indeed, I just had an issue where the gimbal fell apart in my hands, and I am not going to complain or give negative feedback or say buyer beware, or I highly recommend. I keep it very open and honest, and if it's not what you like, please, I'd like to hear your comments so the world can hear what you have to say to the company. Let me show you how I repaired my product before you judge someone out there. And before I get started, this is what I'm going to have to say. Yo, I went skateboarding and yeah, I did the jump and I got so pissed off, I threw my gimbal down and it broke. Can you repair it? Send me a new one? And you know what Tiffin's going to say. Tiffin's going to say, sorry man, you have to treat your stuff a lot better than that. If you do a trick and you cause an issue and you throw your stuff down, we're not going to repair it. It's not the way we do business. Now, if you went about your way of saying things where, hey, I was doing a review, I went outside and I happened to be releasing the grip and it was a little stiff. I looked at everything, I double checked, and when I picked up the release tab, I held it from the bottom and I pulled it back real gently, the gimbal fell apart. I have no problems looking at the gimbal and trying to figure out how to go about repairing it myself. But before I go ahead, is there anything we can do that you can send me the part faster so I can repair it? I know it's something real simple to do. Now, here we are going to show you how to repair it, and I'm most sure Tiffen will say, hey, that's not a problem at all. If you do not mind paying for shipping, we'll be more than happy to send the part out to you. Worst case scenario, send the part back to Tiffen, pay for the shipping, and we'll ship it out for you with no charge. We'll evaluate it and see what we can do. Live, right up front, bring the camera to you, get right into this video review. There are 4 screws located on the bottom. The gimbal has a stem. It runs up. On the top, you're going to need a nice sharp object to lift off the tab. There is a washer that may come out. There's a screw. There is a bearing that may come out. Release the tab. Pull your gimbal out if it was broken. And check for any other parts that are going to fall out. These are all the parts. There's one more part. Please forgive me as I get a sharp object to get the last washer out. You need to take the weight off. so it doesn't get in your way. And when you go ahead and repair your gimbal, please find a product that will work for you. I've used JB Welding. It's a plastic epoxy. I used fast welding. It taken 3 hours to cure, about 30 minutes to set up. There are other products of JB Welding that takes up to 15 hours to cure. You're going to have to wait till it dries and then move it a little bit. And then I just ran my fingertips or a sharp knife around the edges and I cleaned it up. And my gimbal is back up and working. There are again 2 washers, a Phillips, and 2 bearings. There are certain ways that these go in. You put the washer, the bearing, and if it doesn't work that way, then you know it goes the opposite way, right? So everything you need to look at when you put these things together. In order to put these bearings on correctly, use your screwdriver, find the hole, give it a little press so you don't damage the bearing, put your finger underneath it, repeat for the top one, gently move your hand, snap the top one in place. You can see everything's right there. The beauty of a Sony HXW350. Place in the gimbal, but before you do that, don't forget to put in your washer. Place in your gimbal, place in your top washer, and use your magnetic screwdriver. Do forgive me if I cannot see this. And tighten up your Phillips. Put some pressure underneath on the gimbal. Make sure it catches. It may take a few tries. Very important that you make sure it's nice and firmly tight. If you think you got everything down packed and you don't want to lose this screw, put yourself some Loctite on the Phillips. You can see it's loosened. There we go, nice and tight. I'm going to hear people complain, oh, yeah, the problem with this is he crushed the washer. All that good stuff. You know what? Beggars can't be choosy. And that's why you have some play there. Put on the cap and let's finalize this review by bringing the camera back. Yep, did you watch? Did I switch the gimbal? No, not at all. There we go, all set up. Put your weight back on. Align everything that you need to do, and you got your gimbal. Woohoo! You want to do a test, listen for the click, and there you go. My gimbal is repaired. I hope you can find some way that you could say, hey, thanks, Fish. I never knew I could go out and fix something that I own with something very simple, a household product that I have. And not look at it at a negative point of view. I, again, am not going to say buyer beware or I highly recommend. I never said it. I said you may want to go out, check out the Steadicam Tiffen Curve gimbal and see if it's the product for you. There are the good, the bad, and the ugly reviews out there. And most sure, this is not the worst review of them all. I don't think I could put this into the other review and make it 45 minutes long, but hey, I did say at the very beginning of my review that this will be a very long review, not the final one. But hey, I will put this in there and say thank you very much, people. I will wait for the answer from Zazzle Media Group as well as Tiffen to come back. And I want to say thank you very much for viewing the Tiffen Steadicam Curve.